of Tip of the Week. We're going to talk today about how to build a golf swing based on that tip I gave last week with putting, on how we want the trail forearm to line up with the club shaft. If you haven't watched last week's video, go back and give it a watch. Basically, we talked about how with putting or any golf swing, the goal at impact is to have my trail arm, my right arm as a right-handed player, lined up with that club shaft. That is the most efficient way to transfer the energy we've created from our body to the ball, to the club head, into the back of the ball. It reduces twisting and gives us and stabilizes the shaft to give us the most efficient transfer of power. So, putting we set up that way. With any full swing, we don't. We have two separate planes that we set up on. So if you look at me from down the line view, when I set up, my club shaft is on one plane and my arms are on another. So how do I get my trail forearm to line up with that shaft at impact? First, we got to understand impact, okay? From face on, there's three basic things that are going to change from setup to impact. So here's my setup. Here's my impact position, okay? Very, very similar. Three basic changes. Number one, I have shifted my weight to my lead foot. Okay, that's gonna happen through the swing. I've shifted my weight to my lead foot. That puts my hands a little bit forward of the club head. Okay, that's number one. Number two, my hips have rotated open just slightly. From down the line, you can see that at impact, my hips have started to rotate towards the target. And number three, I have added some right bend to my swing. So let me break that down a little bit. Setup, impact. Hands are forward, I've shifted forward. My shoulders have, my hips have rotated, and I've added some right bend. Let's understand how to blend rotation and right bend without getting too technical. If I stand up tall, lay this club across my shoulders, this is rotation. This is right bend, left bend, side bend right here. I got to have a little bit of both to get this forearm lined up with the shaft. So, as my body rotates open at impact, I have to get back down to that ball. And as I rotate this way, I need some right bend or side bend this way to get back down to the ball. As you can see, down the line, I rotate and I add right bend. Okay, I've bent from about my rib cage here down towards the ball. So how do we start building a swing that adds a little bit of rotation and a little bit of side bend so that our forearm lines up with that shaft at impact? Here's what we do. Similar to last week's drill with the putter where I had you lay your arm across your bicep, we're going to start with a wedge, 9-iron, 8-iron, something like that, and we're just going to have our trail arm on the club. Right hand only for me. And this time I'm going to put my hand across, instead of my bicep, I'm going to have it across my shoulder here. So I can feel that as I go back, and I'm just going to take some very small swings here. As I start to go down to the ball, I am rotating. So my shoulder is now moving from behind me back in front of me. This would be straight rotation. And it's also moving down slightly. There's the side bend. That's how I get my forearm lined up with the shaft. So I'm putting my left hand on my shoulder. I'm just going to make a practice swing where I go back. Right shoulder goes down towards the ball. Right forearm is lined up with that shaft. One hand only. Just some practice swings, just like this. Then I'm going to set up with a ball. Same thing across my right shoulder here. I feel it go behind me and down to the ball as I make impact. So you can see I am now rotated and I have some side bend if I were to lay this across my shoulder. Try to keep that as simple as possible. I know there's a lot of technical talk with rotation and side bend, but I just want to feel my shoulder, my trail shoulder, start moving out with rotation and down towards the ground slightly. So again, the forearm lines up with the shaft at impact. That is the basis of any golf swing, the way to get the most efficiency out of any club you're swinging. Forearm lines up with the shaft always. One more time. Right arm only, left arm across my shoulder. I feel it go behind me, down to the ball. If you can do that successfully with one hand on the club, you're at a great starting point to start building your swing to full. I hope that helps. Hope you understand that. Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully this cold weather gets out of here soon and we start playing some